to give him the name Jesus, because he will save his people from their sins. All this took place to fulfill what the Lord had said through the prophet. The virgin will be with child and will give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, which means God with us. When Joseph woke up, he did what the angel of the Lord had commanded him, and he took Mary home as his wife. But he had no union with her until she gave birth to a son, and he gave him the name Jesus.
This evening, as Pastor Harris has already alluded to, we're going to have kind of a strange Christmas Eve service. In fact, there's not really a written script, so I can't really tell you what's going to be said. We want to reminisce a little bit, just in that this might be the last Christmas Eve in the sanctuary. But yet, we don't want to forget to tell the Christmas story, because that's really why we're here. And yet, we don't want to forget to look ahead either, because as you saw on the slides, all these people have handed down such a heritage of faith to us. And we don't want it to end with us, we want it to keep going. And so there's just like a lot of areas that we can talk about when you think about Christmas. Obviously, there's the birth of a baby. Wonderful, wonderful baby. And all that came out of that in terms of opportunities for salvation and forgiveness of sin. And so we want to talk about that. But, you know, the other day we were driving, after rehearsal I was driving home, and my son Seth was riding with me, and he says, you know, Dad, I know Christmas is about Jesus' birth and all that, the Christmas story stuff, but you know what? I says, what's that? He goes, I like the presents. And I thought, you know, Seth, I like the presents too. And so I thought, you know, tonight, let's talk about presents. I dare say that if I were to ask you to think back, there isn't a person here who couldn't come up with a Christmas where you remember a specific present. I was thinking about that the other day, and I remembered, and this will sound silly, but I remembered a Racco game. Of all things, a Racco game. But we had been to a family camping where we played Racco, and I liked the game, and I wanted it for Christmas. And so my mom had always been very good about wrapping presents and making sure that they were hid and put away. Well, this particular Christmas, she got a Racco game for me, and she had wrapped it. But the wrapping paper that she used had a lot of white in it. She had wrapped it and had set it on her dresser, I'm sure intending to take care of it where I wouldn't see it. But it sat there for a few days, and eventually there was something in her bedroom that I needed to go and get, and she asked me to go and get it, and while I was in there, I looked on her dresser, and I could see the words Racco through the wrapping of the paper. And I felt like I cheated. I never snooped, so I never, you know, not saying I didn't want to, but I had never done it. And for some reason that sticks out in my mind because the surprise was spoiled. I knew that I got a Racco game. So, you know, as far as, think of that one Christmas. I dare you. Think of that one Christmas. What's that one present?
When you asked me, I immediately knew what I would say tonight. My present that I remembered was a doll, and its name was Tippy Toes. Now, dolls are dolls are dolls are dolls. But the reason this doll was so special for me is because all the dolls that I had had up to then were dolls that you maybe could hold, you could cuddle. The most advanced doll I had up to that point was the one that you could feed the little bottle to, and you really could, it would really take water, and then it would really wet all over. So this doll actually had batteries. It actually could do stuff like me. And the neat thing about Tippy Toes, and I have to tell you, there's a debate in my family about this because my sister got the same doll. She says it's a pony. I say it's a tricycle. But anyway, with the doll came a tricycle. And Tippy Toes, because it was battery operated, the first battery operated doll I had, if you put it on the tricycle, its legs would make it go. It would go up and down, and then Tippy Toe would cross the floor pushing the pedals, and the little bike would go. So there was just no question when he asked me what was my most memorable gift. It was Tippy Toes.
What about you? What's your most memorable gift?
And all that I'm going what we've waited for. Surround